Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Health and Wellness Show, where we survive and thrive in a world of chaos. Dr. Danielle, she's a holistic and naturopathic doctor, and myself, Rhonda Wine, are your presenters today. So we're going to have a group of incredible guest speakers with us. Dr. D, do you mind giving us the mission statement?
Yeah, our mission is to support the health and wellness of communities across the globe.
All right, our first guest is Dr. J. Sordean, and he is an OMD, a natural medicine doctor, a clinician, an educator, a speaker, and a best-selling author of Outsmarting the Dementia Epidemic. He enjoys taking things apart and figuring out how things go back together and how they work. He has studied how the body, the mind, and the spirit operate for the past 49 years. He helps people address disease, pain, and chronic illness to add years to their life. In addition to being a primary care provider, he has license and certification in acupuncture, natural medicine, herbal and nutritional medicine, and functional medicine. And so he's the founder of the Brain, Wealth, and Longevity program. Please welcome Dr. J. Sordean. Hello, Dr. J.
Hi, Rondea.
Very good. You can hear me? Yeah. So we have a couple of questions for if you're all right with that.
Please.
Okay. So I heard that you have the ability to help people and avoid the debilitating effects of Alzheimer's and dementia. Would you mind explaining that a little bit more?
Well, yes, Rhonda. In 3 simple steps, I can help people discover the hidden changes and the hidden causes of leading them slowly or very quickly to brain failure, and that could also rob them of their financial success and the resources. So we design an individual plan that can potentially prevent chronic illnesses such as dementia, cancer, diabetes, inflammation, and we deliver a pathway for them to add years to their life and life to their years.
Wow. Could you give us an example?
Well, so Michelle was previously very, very healthy, 24-year-old grad student. And she, however, she came to me with a whole year of impossibly horrible fatigue. She had headaches all the time. She had brain fog. She slept 18 hours a day, and she had to borrow money from her friends and family in order to survive. So essentially, she was like an infant. She had returned to infancy where she was dependent on everyone else. So I ended up being her last hope. And luckily, when we looked for the underlying cause of the problems that other people had missed, so within 6 months, she was back in school. She was very successful, getting A's again, and she was able to live the life that she was really meant to live. She was able to work again, and she was able to pay back all the debt that she owed family and friends, and that debt could have put them under. And so she was able to return their financial stability as well as return to her own stable life and be successful.
Wow, that's amazing. So how do people get in touch with you if they want to learn more?
So people can apply to be part of my Facebook group, which is Brain, Wealth, and Longevity. And when they do that, they can then get my email and ask for my ebook, which is Brain Wealth Secrets, to improve your life and to add life to yours.
Very nice. And what are some of the hidden ways that people that are headed into Alzheimer's and potentially developing dementia, but they do not know it is happening until it is too late? What are some hidden ways that they can know that?
Great question. Stephen was brought by his wife of 35 years to my office, and I sat down with him to find out exactly what his concerns were. And so he told me a long story about his very, very interesting life. And he also gave me ideas about his dream to have a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Europe with his wife. And let me ask you something. Have you ever taken a wonderful, relaxing shower?
Yes.
Yes. Well, you know, you get in the water, warm water streaming all over your body. It's relaxing. You feel all revitalized. You feel really great. And you get out, you towel off, and, you know, you're feeling fantastic. Well, this was Stephen's daily routine. He would get up, he'd take a shower. However, for the past 3 different times, he confessed to me that he had taken like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, a little longer in the shower. But it wasn't fun. It was because he was in the shower and he couldn't find his way out of the shower. His brain said, okay, body, move. And his body didn't move. And he kept going, body, move, move. I need to turn around and get out of the shower. But his body would not respond. And he got more and more anxious. He got very worried. And eventually, the last time was took 20 minutes to get out of the shower. Now, I don't think most of anyone listening here has ever had that experience where they got lost in their shower, essentially. So he called out and his wife helped him out of the shower. And that was the impetus to actually come in and take care of it. So Stephen had Parkinson's disease. And this is one of the many forms of dementia, actually. And he was taking medications. They were no longer working. And so after doing that conversation with him and taking his history and doing an examination, we found, just like we did with Michelle, we found that he had heavy metal toxicity. He had a very complex and chronic chemical toxicity in his body, as well as having some meningeal compression and other issues. So in my program, there's 3 primary things that we look at, and primary things. And so those were several of the things that were going on with him. So after working with him in a program for 6 months, his symptoms had improved. His showers were fantastic again. They were no longer nightmares. They were actually ecstatic for him. And he was able to take his dream vacation, where he and his wife drove through the different towns and streets in Europe, where both of them had grown up during World War II, in his convertible Porsche, which they put on a ship and they shipped there together. And so it was really fantastic to be able to give him the opportunity to have that dream that he always had wanted.
Well,
so, you know, you were talking about this. Yeah, you were talking about living in this chaotic world. Well, we now have 100,000 new chemicals that never existed over the past maybe 100 years. And of those, there is something like, at the most, 1% that have actually had the health effects studied. Now, if you imagine your whole body being those 100,000 chemicals, you look at your little finger and your ring finger, about that much have been studied for their health effects. And many of the things studied actually have negative impact on the brain, the nervous system, as well as on the immune system. They are causing this epidemic of infertility and male sterility as well because of hormone problems. Things like, you know, some of those things have been taken out of the environment, but some remain even though they were outlawed. DDT, things like that. Glyphosate, which is a metabolic byproduct from Roundup, very heavy. And actually, even in Hunan province, there was an MD who did research, and he had predicted that the coronavirus was going to start there because of the heaviest use of Roundup in Hunan province in China, something I heard of recently. So that it really, these things are affecting the immune system in a very big way. So if you think about the liver is a really important organ in our body that helps to detox. Our kidneys do it too. Our skin, we sweat things out, we poop, we pee, we cry. All those fluids take out toxins. But the liver has an incredible to-do list. It has a to-do list. I don't know how many of you have a to-do list. Anyone? So there's a basic, I have a to-do list, right? And so many people have this to-do list. Well, the liver has its basic to-do list, but its to-do list keeps getting longer and longer and longer, and it can't keep up with it because there's so many toxins it has to deal with. So it pushes those toxins into fat, which is one of the reasons why there's an obesity epidemic, is because those things are fat soluble. And if the liver can't clear them out, then they have to be put somewhere to try to make them less toxic for the body. So one of the things that we noticed both with Michelle and Stefan, we had to deal with the chemical toxicity in the world. So once we dealt with that, and these are things that mainstream doctors are not looking at. And so that's part of the problem with the Alzheimer's professions. All are not looking at that and actually not addressing it. And cost of Alzheimer's care is $500,000. So just like Michelle, when she had her, incident, it was like $35,000, $40,000 she had to borrow just for that year. Over the course of many years, it's $500,000. So if someone has accumulated that kind of money, they want to pass on to their family as a legacy, it could disappear. Or their family is stuck with this bill, and it is the family's finances as well. So this is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about trying to prevent 1 million cases of Alzheimer's.
Very good. My goodness, it's such a pleasure to have you on today. Oh my goodness.
Thank
When
you.
I was reading about your bio, I thought, oh my heavens, I need to hire him.
Well, we could work on that. You're part of the group, I think, already, the Facebook group, perhaps.
I am.
And so, if you were to ask me the one last thing that I would like the listeners to remember is that, number one, gratitude is very important. I have had a great honor to work with thousands of patients and really transform their lives. That's been a real gift to me. The most common thing that they tell me is that they wish that they had made the decision to come in sooner rather than later. But what they were happy about versus regret was that at least they came in. They came in and they brought in their loved ones. They trusted me for their loved ones. They trusted me for themselves. And they did that before it was too late. So if people are interested in getting in touch with me, they can go to my Facebook group. You can apply to be a member, Brain Wealth and Longevity. And they can also get my book that way by sending an email to me. So I want to thank you all for enjoying and watch. When you get in the shower, remember, you don't want to get caught in the shower. Don't make it a nightmare.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.